Why do gnomes light bonfires? I have no clue. Hey, I'm Will. This is Carbermet. We're going to be taking a look at Bonfire today. This is a game designed by Stefan Feld and published by Pegasus Spiel. The theme makes no sense to me. Apparently there's a story about the world of Bonfire where gnomes are lighting bonfires, but the bonfires are lit by crystals shining through portals, and there's guardians and priestesses and some elder council. None of it makes any sense to me, and the rulebook doesn't fully explain what's happening here. So if you want to go look into the story, you'll need to search online. But needless to say, he was impressed enough that he designed a board game around this theme and this world. So we're going to see how it's put together. We're going to play through a full solo play game. I will kind of explain the rules as I go. And you'll probably be able to catch on. There is, probably 6 or so actions and a couple different types of turns that you can take. So once you've caught on, it should be easy enough to play on your own. And then afterwards, I will give my review if you want to check on the timestamps below. So let's head down and begin. All right, so here I have the game set up as a 2-player game, except the AI board has a more limited setup and a deck of action cards. And essentially you are flipping over an action card and then flipping over a card from the specialist row. These are the same deck from over here. And just using the resources that would be shown on the specialist as a decision factor for the AI player. So I will go first. We have here my main board. There is a tile in the middle with actions depicted on it. And I have started off the game with one of each of the matching corresponding action color squares or types and 2 wild ones. So on your turn, you're either going to be using these action squares to take actions on the main board or do things. Or if you are down to only 1 left, you may take a tile from either the top or bottom of your randomly assorted tile collection and place it somewhere on here to gain more. And we'll see that when I run out. But for now, I have some, so I have to take a turn. Alternatively, if I have a bonfire, which is essentially a quest or contract fulfillment type thing, I can take a turn just to flip that and send one of my little guys off to the main board. And we'll see that later as well. So because of the random setup, I have a few different choices for me. This is a game of kind of trying to do everything all the time. You have to do both collect a number of different objectives. You have to fulfill the objectives to send your gnomes over to the council to take bonus actions. You also have to collect these lenses or for portals to connect around the side, but you have to start from the right. You have to make other things go from the left, and it is a bit of a jumble, but you'll see how it all comes together as I play. And then, of course, I'll give my final thoughts afterwards. So I think before the AI goes and starts spinning the dial here, I am going to go ahead and jump in there and take that action. If you're the first person in the game to take that action, it's only going to cost a single token. To rotate this anywhere I want, I'm going to want one of these symbols, which means pretty much nothing, but I am going to want one. So let's rotate that to, I have an option here, or those 2 there. I think I'm going to rotate kind of all the way around to this section here. I'm going to take that crystal, and you can take 2 different actions here. So I don't know if I need the shell yet, so maybe I'll take the wild token so I can get a kind of start on my actions a little bit earlier. And then the AI is going to go, he's going to draw, and he's going to take portal tiles based on whatever card is drawn here. So he's drawn a red fruit. There is no portal tiles of red fruit. So that is it for him. You know, as you can see, he'll either take, you know, a ton of things at once if he's lucky, or he might take nothing. It's just kind of how it works out. All right, I am going to grab one of those portal things myself. And I don't know what resources. I should probably focus maybe on these to start. Eventually I'm going to want to go around and pick up different island tiles to gain their contracts per se. So I don't fully know what I want to do yet. I could go for blues, go for these gold cards, potentially. I'm kind of looking at the higher point valued ones first. I'll clear out my objectives, maybe. So do I want a couple of golds? They're definitely going to be harder. Yeah, sure. You know what? I'll take this gold one and I'll place it coming in from the left and going clockwise around the board here. And it only takes one token. Later on, they're going to take 2 tokens, the 2 green tokens, to get the higher up ones around the side. Now the AI is going to go, and he is going to take specialist cards that are blue. And there's none. Okay, I guess he's not doing a whole lot right now. Next, we are going to... let's boat next, I think. Because I can go and... I'm thinking before I take my portal actions, or before I move my guardians around, maybe I will go and pick up maybe more guardians. That's probably a good idea. First boat token, everybody starts kind of just a generic empty space, and then you move from island to island. It would normally take 1 boat token to move 1 island space across these lines, 2 to move 2, or 3 to move anywhere. But for the first action of the game, you can jump to any island you want. So let's go and grab blue. So let's, you know what, let's go grab a blue guardian. So I will have to spend that guardian symbol. Once you move a boat to an island, you can take a bonus action, as long as you can pay for it, of either taking a contract or taking your guardian. And in the case of the guardian, it's just going to be 1 guardian token, the light blue ones. You can only have 1 of each color, and you just add them to your starting area. Next, the AI is going to go. He's going to rotate to take the next thing he needs, which is this little triangle thing. So he's going to go over here and grab that. Okay, now it's my turn. I have 2 wilds left. I could boat to move, or I could double guardian, but I don't really have any guardians right yet. I don't want to waste my actions, though. Actions are definitely precious in this. What's 1 turn away? If I went purple, 1 turn will get me this. Oh, and a double. Okay, so I'm going to use 1 wild as a purple. So I get 1 turn, and I get 2 things. I'm going to take the portal that I need, and then I'm going to take a gold. A gold is essentially a wild resource, so they're good to have. Then the AI, he is going to, so he's looking at the blue flower islands. So there's 1 here and 1 over here, and he's taking the lowest valued contract from either of those, and I think I can choose if I don't. So he's going to grab that portal. All right, on to my turn. I have only 1 token left, so I'm going to go ahead and take a placement turn where I add things into this collection in the middle. So I'm going to take a token off of either the top or the bottom. I've opted for the bottom here. And although, yeah, I'll take one from the bottom. and I will get to rotate it and flip it around. I want to try to make groups of things to get more tokens, because I will be getting a purple, green, and blue as per the symbols here. But if I can connect them, I will get tokens equal to the groups as well. So we're going in here for 2 purples, 2 greens, and a blue. Okay, now the AI is going to go, and he's going to rotate again until he gets his next token. Okay, and now it's my turn. I guess I should get more green things here. So let's spend 1, and maybe we'll diversify, and we'll take a red this time. Okay, and then he's going to go, and he's looking at green islands, and he's going to take the largest point thing on the green. So he's going to take this one. Okay. I might as well take another green while I can. And is there any reason to have multiples of the same colors? No, I'm not getting the red ones right now. 4 blues, it's already a little bit late for that. Now I'll just take a blue one for variety. Okay. And now, let's see here. He's going to take Guardian he doesn't have already. Place it. Okay, and then we're on to portals. So, purple, I don't want anything. The next one, I do want the one further down. So I'm going to have to spend both of my, whoops, purple portal tokens. There, it's a tongue twister for you. Purple portal tokens. Take the token, and instead of blue, I think I'm going to take the Guardian token for my next one. And okay, AI is going to go, and he is going to take pink crystals. Okay. Did I miss? Oh, you know what? I think I missed the Guardian thing earlier. I'm not even sure where this goes. What happens when he places his nice free space with Thomas paperwork. An A space in the council. Okay, so he gets a point. Sorry, I gotta go back a bit. I missed this one, so he gets to place one of his Guardians in A spaces, and I mean it really doesn't matter because you can have one of each color, and then he gains a point for that. I think I missed that. Yep. Okay. So that's when he moves. So essentially, we go through the deck 4 times before all of his pieces are out. Okay, my turn. So I could do procession, I could move, but I don't have... I could do gather a token from somewhere. 3 green, I could finish the board. Maybe I'll do that. So I'm going to move 1 space. I'm going to use my wild as if it was a red. And so the red represents the houses, in which case you spend a resource shown on the island. A resource is shown as the top of one of these tokens. These are in stacks, and there is, I believe there's 2 of each resources in the stacks. So you have to choose one of those, and then you are spending like the action token based on how many houses there are there. So one token for your first house, 2 for your second, 3 for your third. Alright, so I'm going to spend a blue and a root, and then take that token. I'm just going to flip and go down here, and I'll take that objective, and I will line it up with the yellow portals because I want them to be in line with each other. That's how it works. All right, AI's turn. He is getting cards that are green. There are no cards that are green. Okay, and I think I'm going to pass there and start on the next thing. So I'm going to go in here and place this one. I think if I line up here, I will get 3 purples, 2 guardians, and a red. So I can only spend 2 of anything to equal 1 of something else. So if I'm in a pinch and I've got a lot of one thing, that might be a little more flexible. And it's potentially I might be able to get this token here with a little bit of smart play. Okay. Okay, now he's going again. He's going to look at the root islands here and here, and he's going to take the lowest valued bonfire, and he's going to place his gnome somewhere in a circle and gain 8 points. And now I need to go. I am looking for the triangle, which is not anywhere near here, so maybe I'll do a different action first. Let's go, let's spend 2 guardians to move, so I can take my guardians and I can move each of them 2 spaces from where they are. They cannot stay on the same tile, and wherever they end up, I will get the resources shown here, or eventually, if I have a portal for them to cross through, they can go over as for 1, for example, and then move in as 2, and they'll gain points based on that once they move in. So we'll just go 1, 2, and then 1, and then I will gain those resources. Yeah, that's probably enough. And the AI is going to look at portals blue. There's 1 here. Okay, and now I'm really hoping he moves the purple. That would be ideal. I could go again, get more resources, or I could do something as a wild, or I could just do bite the bullet and spend a 3 to rotate. I'd have to go all the way around to here. 3, which is not ideal, considering I would love to get more things. So why don't we spend 2 as a wild. And boat over here, and then spend a red. And then we're going to spend a shell and a blue to take this token here. Okay. All right, he's going to get another guardian that he doesn't have already. And now it's my turn. He still doesn't have his portals yet. I think I can only pass once I have, 1 at most. So let's just spend, do I spend 1 for resources? I don't. I could get 2 points and not our purple token. That's not ideal. I think I'm going to discard 1, because you can always discard as many as you want, and then take a placement turn and go ahead and place this. So we're going to add 2 reds, 2, 3, 4 purples. So I actually have all 5 now. You only have to qualify at the time of flipping the bonfire, not at the end of the game. And a brown for a card. I don't have any cards yet, and that might prove useful. Okay. He's going to look at blue islands, and he's going to take the highest value, blue and Blue, and he's going to take the highest. Well, it's taking a lot of points there. I could do a group of 3. That would be easy enough. Do I have the resources to take it, though? I would need a shell and a green. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that. Yeah, why don't I do that? Just in case he rotates the purple in his turn. So I'll spend 2 red since I'm already on the island. I don't need to move, but I already have a house there, so I'll just spend an additional. And we're going to do a green and a shell. I use a gold instead of the shell, and we'll take this token. This is a group, so they don't have to be in the same shape. They just have to be in the right group number. And I'll put that there. Okay. AI, he's going to draw a card, and he's still looking for blue. He's getting all the blues. And unfortunately, he gets nothing. Fortunately for me. Alright, I might go ahead and claim my bonus now. So I have 5 tokens. I can flip that bonfire and light her up. And then my little gnome can go over to the council here and do something. I can move a boat anywhere. Oh, I could go ahead and place a tile. That might save me a whole turn, actually. Because then I would get all the resources and everything that goes with it. I could take another person from the islands. I could get a card. Rotate, move. There's resources. Another one of these. I think I'm going to take a tile right away and place it, because that works well here. And I need to get those reds lined up. So we're going over here, and I get a gold because I covered a gold. And then 3 reds. So as you saw, that bonus will kind of override having to be down to 1. And then a blue and a brown. Okay. That's good. I got a bonus out. There's already 3 of the 7. So once we have 7 at 2 players, 10 at 3 or 13 at 4 players, gnomes in the council, we start counting down to the end of the game. Alright, AI is going to get a portal. Okay, he's going to rotate and take that symbol. So he's going to go all the way over here and take that one, which is kind of what I needed him to do. Because now I only have to spend 1 and rotate that to the next one and take that. And I think I'm going to grab the resource this time, because I already have a lot of these red actions. I need more resources. Alright, and then, oh, he's taking another one. Okay, he needs the 2 circle connected ones. It goes in here. And I could probably erase him to the end, and that would give me a gnome's, one of the elders at the top. So what do I need next? I need the half circle. Oh, I'd have to spend 3 to get over here. But then I could do 1. 3 is a lot in this of actions to use up. But I'm going to do it. I got to race into this if I want to get some bonuses. So I'll take that one here. And for my next bonus, I will take that in action, the red action. All right, 3rd way through the deck. The game is going pretty fast. Oh yeah, I can always claim my gnome action. Okay. All right, he is going to look at cards, green cards. Oh my gosh, still nothing. All right. Sorry there, dude. Where do I want to go? Next I want this one, so let's jump in there and take it. A purple. rotate. Take this one. And I'll take a wild. Might as well, since that's a pretty good one to be at. Okay, he is going to look at green islands, green and green, and take the highest valued token there. Now I've got a little time to race him here, so I might... Do I back off or do I jump in? I could do it now and just finish that. Yeah, maybe I will. I'd be spending a wild. Oh, or here we go. Flip that because I have 3 reds. Send my gnome off to the council and take a free rotate anywhere. And then go over here. Actually, since I'm doing this, let's go all the way. And grab that in a green. And then that completes all my portals. So I'm the first one to complete all the portals. So I get this gnome now. And I can place him anywhere. Maybe I will do... We'll do a boat. What's closer? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Yeah, let's move the boat. We're gonna have some guardians soon. Some greens. Where am I gonna move the boat? Do I go and take more contracts, or do I take more guardians? I'm not beating him in the guardians right now, but I probably could. Or do I want contracts? Because if I have contracts, I need a red one still. 4 blues? Nope, that's not happening. No, 3 blues. Teal and the blue. I could do that one. Oh, get a Elder Space. I actually already have that. So let's send the boat over here. Take that by spending a red and I guess a gold. And we'll place this over here. Okay. That is my turn. And he's going to look for more portals. He's grabbing... Oh, he's taking 2 this time. Okay, he's going fast here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to beat him with that one. Alright. I already have this, so I can complete that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, that would end the game. We'd be ending the game pretty fast here. I could get any cards could help me. Procession goes faster. It could be useful. I'm getting really low in resources though. Get a card and a bonus. I will be getting at least 1 card. Where do I score these guys? Oh yes, yes please. Okay, all right. We're gonna take a card action. So I'm gonna spend 2 card tokens, and I don't have a green, so I'm gonna spend a gold, and we're gonna take this one, which gives me a point per portal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Since I already have all 7, it gives me 7 points. Excellent. Okay. AI is going to look at the root islands, and he's taking the lowest value. And he's placing a gnome somewhere. Okay, he still hasn't gotten any of those things yet. He does have one more contract, and he's got that one. Okay, all right, my turn. I could flip that one now. So I have to at some point. And take the gnome, and what action am I going to do? Get another card. Or I could, see, I could take one of these guys from an island. Sure, I'll do that. I'll take a guy from an island. And then I only need the pink and the gray, which are not that far apart. Okay, he is looking for more portals. He's looking at the shell ones. There's one there. So he might finish that before me. Or rather, he probably will finish it before me. And now it's time to boat. So we're going to boat over here. I'm going to spend 2 of these as a wild and pick up Guardian. Okay, and now let's see. He's going to rotate and take the next thing in line over here. Okay, what can I beat him on? Boat. I don't have enough to pick up anything. I can't score a thing. I could boat and pick up a contract. Yeah, let's boat. Does this count mine? 4 guardians. Does that count my guardians? Like my starting one, or does that count any guardians? Is the question. Have 4 guardians of any color? Oh yes. Okay. So going over here. Do I have things I need to build? No, I don't have the resources I need. Can't do that. So I think we're just going to have to spend the 2... wait, take my wild back. I think we're going to have to spend the 2 instead to move my procession along here. So we're going to move 1 space. 1, 1, and 1. And we're going to get a shell, a blue, and a gold. You know, maybe I'll do another one. I'll spend another one. A wild. So I'm actually, everything's going down a little farther. I'm still getting the same stuff, but 1 extra shell. Or maybe I'll move him in. No, okay. We'll do the extra shell. Alright, AI is going. He is taking a guardian he doesn't have. Ooh, he might beat me on that. And I'm going to take a placement turn because I need to take some stuff. I could really use some boats to go get that last guardian. But then getting the guardian tile itself would be a challenge. If I use this one, I'm not really connecting to anything. If I place the top one, it doesn't fit in there. No. Doesn't really fit anywhere. I could go in here and take a double card and just use that as a wild. That's a possibility. It's not ideal. I can go for triple green. Still no boats. But if I went for the boat here, I would get a gold as well. That might be my best option. So we're going to go for the gold. Double boats. And the red and the green. Okay, what's he got left? Portals. He's going to rotate and take this one. Okay. And then I need to do something. So let's double boat. So we'll go 1, 2, and take the last guardian by spinning 2 of these. And then that gives me this gnome here, because I have all 5 guardians now. So that's my first bonus. And I could really use more places for them to move for the guardian possession. So I think one of these gives me, here we go, this one gives me one of these tiles. And I don't know what bonus I would take. Maybe a red one. Yeah, I'm going to take that red one. Just get a little bit further down. All right. We are getting close to the end here. All right, he's looking for final... Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, we've already hit it on the turn. So these go onto my stack here. The end game is always so confusing for the counters. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it would have ended... I don't even remember. It was a couple turns ago. So maybe we'll take a couple turns away. To be fair, someone's going to remember how long ago he placed out a guardian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I've already gone over. So we'll just do it at that. We'll say a couple. And flip over and ping. So again, I've totally forgotten the trigger. Whenever it comes back around my turn, so the first player, you would take this token. If it was multiplayer, you'd pass it around. And if someone decides to pass, they no longer want to play for the rest of the game, they will get this point value. Otherwise, once it comes back to the start player, he'll go to the next token and so on. All right, so we're looking at red. He's going to take the red, and he's going to take the bonus for having all of these and just place it anywhere. And then it's on to me again. So we are going to take this tile here for a blue, a brown, and 3 guardians. Okay. And then he's going to take his last portal piece. And then on to me. We're running out of turns here. Let's see, we're going to go 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and just go in there for points. All right. He's going to take his last guardian, so he's got all those. And this is probably going to be my last turn. I'm not going to be able to flip that one. That's too bad. Again, because I miscalculated everything. And I've already taken that bonus. I can't fulfill anything else. So what do we want to do here? I'm not sure if there's anything else I can do. I could take cards. That's true. It's true. I could take cards. This would give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. Is this placed or left? He's in your fate area, so that's placed. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Okay, so we're going to do the card action, and we are going to spend the gold Actually 2 gold, because I'm only doing 1 card token. And I get 7 points. 14, and then the AI is going to go, and he's going to put out his last gnome. And look at the 2 lowest valued islands of, what color here? Shells. Shell and shell, and he'll get 5. And then place his last gnome. Yeah. Okay. And then it's back to my turn. That's gone, and the game is over. So now all that's left is to calculate final points. Alright, so we have, and I believe the AI score is the same as I do. So he's going to probably run away with the game. Yep, score is the same as me. So we are looking at the contracts. So we have 10, 18, 24, 34. Whew. Contracts, I have 10, 14, 4, 8. I missed that last 6. That was, oh, that's clearing a stack. I read that wrong anyways. All right, so now we have the Guardian points. I believe he doesn't get anything for that because he doesn't actually move his Guardians. So I get 6, 6 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2. So whatever that is. So we get 10, 18, 19, 20, 28, 48. And then we have portals and crystals. This is completed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 40, 50. Okay, and now we have matching portals and crystals. 2, 4, 6 for me. And he's got 2, 4. Here, lastly, completing the main objectives, he's got 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 points for him. And I got 4, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then points for these left. 3, 1, 2, 3. And resources and tiles left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Divided by 2 is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And that is the end of the game. So let's head back up and we'll give my review. Alright, so that was Bonfire. As you can see, it was very themeless. While there's only 6 main actions and 3 different turn types, there's a lot of little fiddly things to remember. Like you can do this on the first time, but not on subsequent times, or you can spend multiple tokens to do boost your actions or wild tokens. You know, having to remember when to do different things and what to score, you know, spending your resource over here and your resource over there, and then match them and spend that and move these around. It's all because the theme's so nonsensical. It makes remembering all those little niggly rules a little bit too much. It just doesn't flow smoothly. And yes, there's lots of ways to get points in the game. As you can see, even though I did not play optimally by any means, I still did quite well and still completed a large amount of everything. You can, even though there's essentially several different, you know, ways to score, and you can pretty well max out half of them. So the games are relatively samey based on that. There is some interesting timing considerations, especially for when to grab the scoring cards. You want to get them before other people, I mean, is the answer. But do you wait until you are going to get more points, or do you want to snag it before someone else uses it? Because they could take it any second and get a ton of points. So there's timing considerations for that. Timing for taking objectives before someone else does. Turning the little knob here to get the portals in the order you need. Every board has a different portal order, so do you want to wait a little longer and hope someone else moves it so you don't have to spend as much to move it. The card bonuses. There's a lot of very tactical play based on what other players are doing, and that part is very interesting. It does play quite well, especially at 2 players. Because the turns are relatively short. They'll come back to you before long, so the game keeps moving at a ready pace. And, and that makes it for a fairly smooth game. The solo AI plays quite smoothly and is just a quick gatherer. You can see that from multiple turns of mine, it just so happened that the AI got nothing from a certain area. And that could have gone worse, or it could have gone better, and he could have filled things way easier than I possibly could have. He could have filled in an entire section because he just happened to draw a bunch of cards at once that matched. And while that's a little bit lucky for the AI, it does mean that there's a little bit of a variability in there. But even still, the AI is going to pretty much complete everything, just not optimally, and you'll complete most things. So, if you feel like you want a game where there are different strategies, this is not necessarily it. This is, you're trying to maximize all aspects of the game at once with a small amount of focus on either ones. And those focuses are good. The contracts, the houses that come out, depending on which ones there are, and there's a pretty hefty little bag full of different contracts, are going to mean that you are pursuing different objectives each time you play. So there will be some change there. The order of the cards and things coming out for the specialists, you may want to grab some of those for bonuses. I kind of ignored them this game, but certainly if you get some brown action tokens early on, you can get some pretty powerful cards to kind of leverage into that. Or you could go just for cards and get a bunch of them and score that. So there's a fair amount to do here, but again, you're doing pretty much everything. The pacing, again, going with the theme of a lot of little small rules to remember. The passing the turn order, so you essentially have a 5-round countdown, is pretty unheard of in a board game. And it is, again, it's just one more little thing to remember. And none of those would be too bad if it wasn't for just a complete overload of iconography. Eventually it does start to make more sense, but you may have to look things up for a long time because you have iconography, not just the basic iconography on your boards, but what do all the different contract actions mean? What do these, combinations of symbols mean? It took me after at least 1 or 2 plays before I realized that my little action map here didn't have to look like the pictures on the other one. I had to go back and reread that part of the rulebook. There's certain things that are not totally intuitive, and it's even worse with the specialist cards because the actions in there, sometimes they make sense, sometimes they don't make quite as much sense. Usually they just kind of upgrade the existing actions, but there's just a lot to remember. And it's definitely not the worst game I've seen for iconography, but layered on top of the kind of fiddly rules, it makes it a little more difficult. So, coming down to it, let's keep looking at let's look at art and components. The art is fine. I'm not a huge fan of the gnomes, but they are well done. They are interesting looking. They have character. They, you know, the little maps and boards and everything are well illustrated and do look good and have a nice, vibrant style. So that's quite well done. The pieces and components, you know, all the pieces of wood are nice. You know, the various mismatched colors of different things, you know, are a little strange. Like, you know, the elders are a plain wood color, but then there's also a guardian that's a plain wood color for no reason. You know, is that you know, guardian on the objective tile a beige or a gray? It's, you know, not immediately easy to tell at a glance on certain things which one it is, or is it white? Because there's also white, but not white guardians. A white is any color. So something that's not quite clear because the colors. Resources are nice. You know, these nice wooden resources and the action tiles are a little bit too fiddly. I mean, there has to be an absolute ton of these in the game, but there's just a huge number of those. There's no way you can, you know, I don't know, maybe there's a better way to upgrade them, but they do have the symbols on them, so you can't necessarily just revert to cubes or something. But they are definitely kind of small and bitty. There's lots of little tiny pieces to put away and take out and organize whenever you play this. So, coming down to final thoughts. While I have enjoyed my plays of this, I definitely think it's not for everyone. In fact, I'm not sure how long it's going to stay in my collection for. It is just a little bit too much to teach. There are games with an easier teach, but a higher complexity, per se, because there's less little fiddly things to remember, but the games are deeper and more interesting. The strange theme definitely does not help, probably because I'm not familiar with it, but it's not a very relatable theme, which is a very weird choice to go with, especially since it doesn't, like, unless they included the book in the game or the story in the game or something, it's very hard to identify with that. And while the art is nice, it's not nice enough to pull you into this world. You're not there. You know, the characters are just headshots. They're just characters. You know, there's no story being told here, and it doesn't fully make sense, and that hurts the replayability. It hurts the teach. It hurts the theme. You know, again, while I mechanically like all the different components, they come together in a very weird, obtuse way that is difficult to wrap your head around until you've played it a couple times. Well, that can be a good thing. It means that you have a lot to explore and try. It also means that you're still ultimately doing the same things every game and struggling with the same problems and wrestling with the same kind of sequences and orders of doing things. So if you're looking for, I mean, if you're a Stefan Feld fan, you probably are used to games like this. Again, this is one of the more obtuse ones and the more challenging ones, at least from the ones I've played of his. But that might be what you're looking for. If you're looking for, you know, even, you know, turn up the dial of games that he already has, this might be for you. But it's not going to be one you're just going to want to pull out at any game night and teach just about anybody. It's definitely not for that. And while I will mention there's an expansion for this, but it's just a bunch of modules. I don't feel like the expansion is either necessary or would change my opinion of the game. But if you love the game, which you might, because it's, like I said, it's not a bad game. It's just there's issues with it that are keeping it from becoming a great. But if you, especially if you know the story and it appeals to you, or the style of gameplay and wrestling with the mechanics is something that interests you, then by all means have a look, and I hope you enjoy it. So that's it for me. I'm Will. This has been Cover Minutes. Please take some time and play more games.